Discernment is possibly the most important element when it comes to utilizing your psychic gifts and your intuitive abilities, because you want to make sure that the message you're receiving is really coming to you in its fullness, and that you are not confusing or conflating any of the information or the signs that you're receiving, and also to make sure that you're seeing things from an objective lens, and that you're not sort of incorporating your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions about things into the message that you're receiving. So something that I really like to focus on when I'm receiving messages from my spirit guides is getting quiet and sort of removing myself from the equation so that I can hear the message in the form that it's coming through, and that I'm not applying some sort of a lens to that message. And also, if I'm receiving information and I find that it's a little bit unsettling to me, I have to give myself time to fully integrate the message before I jump to any conclusions about what that might mean. Sometimes our spirit guides are showing us things in the form of a metaphor, and it's not a literal thing that they're showing us. So that's something that you develop over time as you practice with these gifts, where you can understand, okay, maybe this vision that I'm seeing, it has sort of a movie-like quality to it, or it feels like really what they're trying to convey is a feeling or a deeper meaning to something, and they're not trying to tell me, that I need to go stand at the edge of a cliff and, feel the wind as it's moving around me and almost through me. They're trying to get me to that feeling. They're not telling me to literally go and stand there. They're saying, imagine if you were here and this were happening to you. How would that make you feel? What internal shift would this environment lead you to? And what could this cliffside mean in a metaphorical sort of way, and not taking things so literally? And also, if you feel that this message that you're receiving is a bit unsettling, I would really encourage you to ground yourself and sit with it, maybe write about it, maybe do some sort of an artistic project to sort of take your mental focus away from whatever this message is, and maybe just allowing the feelings to move through your body. And your inner knowing is really the best tool for discernment. If you're receiving something and it doesn't feel quite right, I would really question, where is this coming from? Is this coming from my spirit guides? Is that something they would say? That's something that my guides told me one time. It's like, sometimes the messages that you're receiving aren't from us, and we need you to know when that's happening. We need you to be able to detect, this doesn't sound like something they would say. And then if you feel like you're communicating with some sort of something you don't want to communicate with, ground yourself, shield yourself, disconnect from that, reconnect with yourself, and move forward with maybe a little more caution with the methods that you're utilizing to make this connection and to receive these messages, because not all messages are for you. So just because you're picking up on that, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's coming from your guides. So just be aware of the way that you're tapping in, the messages that you're receiving, and not taking everything that you receive literally.